Good afternoon, everyone. We will start exactly in the next few minutes as we also wait for others to join. Please do note before we begin this session, we will be sharing the recording and the slides with you later on. Also, if you have any questions, you can submit them in the Q&A. And before leaving the session, we will send you a survey link and we would really appreciate your feedback. Thank you. We will start the session shortly in a few minutes. A very good afternoon to everyone. A warm welcome from Kalam Telecom. Good afternoon. My name is Ronald Shera. I look after the marketing and corporate communications for Kalam Telecom, and I will be the moderator for today's session. Today, our speakers will be emphasizing on how we can simplify digital transformation with next generation branch connectivity solution, which is SD-WAN. Before I move on, kindly note, if any of you have any questions during the session, please feel free to write them down in the Q&A window, and our speakers will address them towards the end. Also, towards the end of the session, you will find a feedback form link in your chat window. Upon submission, you will get a chance to win exciting e-gift vouchers, which you can use to shop from your local favorite brands. The winners will be announced separately via email. Without further ado, I now invite Mr. Irfan Samuel, Chief Technical Officer, to give us a quick intro on Kalam Telecom.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Irfan Samuel. I'm a Chief Technology of Kalam Telecom. And we have also Mr. Safa Kisichiller from Versa Networks, who will be also taking us through the technology of SD-WAN, which Versa is presenting at this very present in different part of the world. And one of them is working as a partner with Kalam Telecom. So most of you know about Kalam Telecom. Those who do not know about Kalam Telecom, I would like to let you know about our journey starting from 2005, where we started as a licensed operator in Kingdom of Bahrain for fixed line services, value-added services as an ISP, and with some international services. And gradually we grew until you can see that we have in 2013, I will jump straight there, where we had done successful acquisition of Lightspeed and NGNS. And we had a demand of a lot of services. So the best ways was to grow the company by doing acquisition and move forward. With that, we got our presence in London, UAE, KSA, and Kuwait in 2015 and 2016. And just to let you all know that in 2017, we had signed with Versa Networks from USA as a partner for disruptive technology, which is SD-WAN. And in 2017 May, we launched it, along with some other services for the cloud, mobile application. And we partnered with Microsoft and now started offering Microsoft services and also one of the pioneer in offering IPTV service solutions into the market. And good news that in 2017 and 2018, we completed 100% acquisition of Tawasul Telecom. And Tawasul Telecom is from Kuwait, and we acquired it 100%. And it is now called as Tawasul Telecom Company of Kalam. And if you can see it on the screen, that you can see that now regionally we are present we have a footprint of several POPs in different part of the world. However, now we are present in all GCC, UAE, KSA, Kuwait, and of course, being here in Bahrain, we are expanding into Oman, and also now in several countries internationally. We have our POPs in London, in Frankfurt, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, and vice versa. I will show it to you in a while. Our data centers, I would like to let you know that they are PCI DSS certified data centers. And in 2020, we are privileged and we are honored to let you know that we have launched our NOT cable system, which will be carrying high speed and lot of capacity between all GCC countries, from and to Bahrain to all the GCC countries. And it is the fiber span is about 1.4 K, 1,400 kilometers of fiber with 12.7 terabyte of data around this cable system, connecting all GCC countries and providing services to different service providers and data centers and the companies and the partners who require connectivity to Bahrain or to different GCC countries. Our strength, when we talk about here, is that all our data centers are PCI DSS compliance. We have 3,000 plus customers and 5 global offices, international partnerships with several partners. One of them is Versa, with whom we are going to share with you SD-WAN technology today. And we have got 130 plus employees, and this number is swelling, it's growing. And we have qualified cloud experts giving different SaaS solutions and also cloud solutions like Amazon and Azure. And we are also one of the pioneers in providing managed solutions to our customers. For example, managed IPPX solutions or managed cloud solution or managed call center solutions, and etc. And as I mentioned about NOT, yes, it's one of the success stories of Kalam, where we are going to go live shortly with NOT services, and then our partners will enjoy high capacity from 10 gigs, 100 gigs, multiple SDH services, and OTN layer 1 technologies. So we have been recognized as one of the enterprise with different awards, which we won in the time span from 2018, 19, 2019, and recently in 2020, we won award of fastest growing enterprise in business solution. And we are one of the provider which is growing. And yes, our customer base is also growing. And we thank you for all the customers like yourself trusting in us and giving chance to serve you. So Kalam regional managed services, I would like to start with, of course, we offer a lot of services, but when it comes to MSP, like managed service provider, we provide internet, voice, and global data connectivity, data center services, and a lot of other enterprise products. So if you'd like to know more, please visit our website or contact us, and we will make sure that you are aware of all the products. And similarly, we are also a partner with AWS, Azure, and our another partner for cloud services called Wanago Cloud. And we have several success stories. I believe in the last webinar where there was a cloud webinar where we had some testimonials and where people testified that how they are benefited by going over AWS or Azure or Wanago Cloud. So I welcome you to look into this product as well from our website. Then also we have managed communication, like we have IceWar product, which is a big success story for Kalam, and this is one of the alternatives to very famous email solutions into the market. And also we have customers using Office 365 as a partner of Microsoft. We are also offering people who are asking for O365. And of course, we are partner of Zoom. And if you like special package for your companies or for your schools or for your institutions, please do let us know. And similarly, we have several SD-WAN solutions. And today we are talking about Versa. We are partner with them, and they're our prime partner for SD-WAN into the whole region, especially starting from Bahrain and Saudi Arabia and other GCC countries. And then we have managed cybersecurity 24/7, managed security, threat detection, response service providers. We have signed with Sophos and EY, and we offer SOC solutions for our customers. So our data centers, they are PCI DSS compliance, as I mentioned earlier. And we have our prime data center, which is located in Bahrain in Al Moyed Tower in Sif district. And then we have a secondary redundant data center in GCCIA. It is in Hamala, Jasra area. And then if you look at UAE, we are having our own racks in our data center in Smart Hub, co-located in Smart Hub, and also in Equinix in UAE. And of course, with our acquisition of Tawasul Telecom in 2018, we have now a data center also in Kuwait. And we can offer you hosting solutions in any one of those. So talking about NOT is a Kalam network optical transit cable system with a span of 1,400 kilometer terrestrial fiber optic cable system. And if you look at it, it will connect all the green lines, if you see over here on the screen, are the NOT cable system, which will enable Kalam Telecom to connect with all other countries like Jordan, United Kingdom, and rest of the countries. And these are some of our customers. And in the segment of banking, hospitality, educational sector, government, and engineering, and all have success stories as being served by Kalam, and we are proud and honored to have these customers on our portfolio. And we thank you, everyone. If somebody is on the webinar today from this list, we welcome you and we thank you very much for your business for Kalam Telecom. So continuously, we are right now, because of the COVID situation, we cannot have physical seminars. So we are, as Ronald said, that we are having this webinar today. We had several webinars with respect to cloud. And then today we are having SD-WAN. We are having, a lot of solutions. In October, we are talking about Microsoft solution, Zoom solution, and then November we'll be talking about Sophos and SOC solutions from EY and Ernst & Young's and all that. So please keep in touch with us on our website. You may call us to our call center and also visit our social media pages on Facebook and also our Instagram, where we regularly update our offers and our upcoming webinars and seminars. And we will be privileged to have you attend, these upcoming webinars. And thank you very much. At this very moment, I would like to introduce Mr. Safa now to take over the presentation. And he's a senior system engineer in Versa Networks, and he's highly qualified. He's a consultant, and he's one of the engineers who develop and work on very complex networks as well. So, Mr. Safa, we welcome you.
Thank you very much, Irfan, for your nice presentation. Let me share my screen quickly. Okay. So, hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Safa Kısıkçılar, and I'm working for the Versa network as a system engineer, and I'm responsible for the EMEA region. And today topics, we are going to talk about SD-WAN solution and how the Versa SD-WAN solution differentiate in the market, and how the Versa contribute to the technology. These are the main topic, and surely we will go through some technical details that you can interest. So let's get started then. So before we start, actually, I like to be on the same page for everyone, because the SD-WAN is one of the popular technology. It's maybe lately it's last 5 years, and it's getting popular and year by year. And the SD-WAN is definitely is one of the comprehensive technology which requires too many components to be merged and to be integrated. And another part of the technology, if you look at the SD-WAN in the market, you will see more than 80 different vendors who claim the same technology. And this is one of the record I think in the industry to share the same technology that big number by the other vendors. So that's why we need the definition, what is the technology, and the Gartner is one of the independent authority who defined the SD-WAN solution by using the 4 characteristics. So the first one, the SD-WAN solution should support the multiple connection types, which means you can use MPLS, Internet, LTE, broadband at the same time. So the second part of the definition, now we introduced a couple of the technology, a couple of the circuit into our solution. So we should choose our way as a dynamically, which is dynamic path selection is supported into the technology. So as we already discussed, the SD-WAN include too many components, which will bring definitely some complexity, but it doesn't mean it will not be manageable solution. So that's why the third requirement from the Gartner, this is the simple interface, or this should be managed. It should not be the complex solution to manage. So simplicity, the requirement for the SD-WAN. And the last one is the additional services, we call it the VPNs, like a security, optimization, and the other gateways. It should be integrated in between into the solution. So that's why you can use in an optimal way is that cost optimization and also operational optimization because of that integration. So these are the main requirements that we will see into our table. So, and based on this information, we will build the blocks, what the Versa have the solution in terms of all these requirements. So before move to the technology or technical side of the presentation, I like also to give some information who is Versa, because the Versa is not it's a very old company who is in the market maybe last 50 years. So that's why I think just a brief information is good to explain the company, to explain who are the people, the founders, and where is our headquarters, and what's the company vision actually. This is the idea. So Versa is founded in 2012. Our headquarters is on the US in the Silicon Valley in San Francisco. So our the company founders is also executive team from it's a very well-known companies, mainly from the Juniper, Cisco, and the Palo Alto. Those are the vendors, the executive, they left the job and they built that company. And the SD-WAN is one of the new technology actually who developed at the same time by the company Versa. So Versa developed the company. Technology is also developed at the same time. That's why you will see too many patents. It's already created by the Versa teams to contribute to the technology and to differentiate the solution. And another important part of the company, and you will see the founders of the company is also there, which we started more than 100 million funding. And our founders is also some very well-known founders, which is already the founders for the Google and the Apples, Secure, Mayfield, and the Verizon. So, and some of our vendors, some of our founders is also our companies. It will be our companies, and you will see in the next presentations. And according to last research, there is a several thousand customer, which means the hundreds of thousands CPE is up and running on the customer production network, any kind of sector, like a finance sector or the retail sector or service provider or the other, or health in insurance sector. You will see too many different sectors rely on the Versa product and the Versa solution. So the recognition for the company, which is some independent authority, which is the Gartner and the Delo Group and the NSS Labs is also another achievement. So the Versa solution is recognized as a market leader, and it's a visionary leader, and it's also recommended by the NSS Lab secure SD-WAN product, next generation firewall, and next generation IPS. We will go through in detail in the next presentation. So the Gartner on the last year report, you will see the one-line description for the Versa, which is one of the good recognition, or which is a good description for the solution and the company. So the same solution, you can consider any kind of enterprise or any kind of customer, which you need SD-WAN in everywhere, or where your user is connected, if it's on the cloud or maybe if it's on the on-prem. So no matter where your users or application is connected, you can use the Versa Secure Access SD-WAN solution in any kind of customers. So let's get a discussion about how the current WAN architecture looks like and what is the disadvantages of the drawback into that topology, also how we can transform the network through the SD-WAN. This is the idea. So the current WAN architecture is already built maybe last 40 years. So this architecture is built by the 40 years old requirement, which the applications was sitting on the physical data center, and the users were sitting on the office sites on the physical location. But now users is on everywhere, and the application is not on the data center. So that's why but we use the same traditional architecture, networking, and the security architecture to make this communication happen. That was the biggest drawback, and you will see too much complexity to management on the operational side, and the cost for the transport circuit cost, it will be higher because of we need to extend all the highly expensive MPLS connection to everywhere to make this communication happen, and from end-to-end communication, it was not visible for us because of there was no integration in between the user and the application. So how the SD-WAN version 1 is addressed this problem? The SD-WAN version 1 solutions, that they will bring the one additional box who claim to provide the SD-WAN functionality on top of the existing topology or existing problems or existing architecture, which means you can use at the same time internet and the MPLS to make the communication happen. But it will not fix the branch complexity or management or operational complexity, and it will not reduce your cost because the already existing appliance or existing OPEX and the CAPEX investment is already there, and it didn't change yet. And the visibility or the lack of the centralized control still there, because this is just the one additional box that bring some additional abilities into your network, but your existing problem or existing drawbacks is still there, which the SD-WAN version 1, because you will see there are, as I mentioned, there is more than 80 vendors who claim the same technology. That's why initially there is some version of the technology which we call the SD-WAN version 1, which they are not really focused to all the drawbacks of the traditional technology, which we address as the SD-WAN version 2. And for the SD-WAN version 2, SD-WAN version 2, which is also provided by the Versa solution. So you can extend the communication from end to end, from branch office to there. So you can eliminate all the branch or the hub devices and all the other components, so you can unify all the functions into the same box. So you can use at the same time the internet and the MPLS circuit, which is the purpose here, and you can send some traffic directly from the branch to the internet, not to pass through the highly cost MPLS connection through the data center and then the internet. So because of all the communication, we can integrate and extend between end to end. There is a integration, there is also visibility and the automation for the whole connectivity. Okay. So how the solutions or how the Versa solution looks like into the market. This is also another important part of the solution, because if you can see, there will be more than 80 vendors who claim the same technology, but definitely there is a big differentiator between the vendors and between the solution, because of the vision or because of the what's the focus of the technology. The Versa believes that the SD-WAN is not only the router side, is not only some additional services like application recognition and some load balancing, or it's not only for the virtualization layer, it's not only for the security. Versa believes that the SD-WAN is required all the components that we already mentioned right now. Because if you look at the market, you will see some vendors who already work for the router and they claim the SD-WAN solution. It's their own product and it's their own solution, but they don't care the security as a top priority. Or maybe they don't care, maybe if it is a security company or security solution, they don't care this SD-WAN solution. They don't care the router into the SD-WAN solution or maybe the virtualization layer. So you will see some part of the solution is not really focused for some of the other vendors. But Versa is acutely focused on all the aspect of the solution, which needs to be there. Network security from the day one, and the integrated connectors, which is the Wi-Fi and the LTE, and the networking services, which means the additional SD-WAN services. And then the router. Definitely the router is the main focus of the solution. So and this is the main part of the wide area network. That's why this is also another focus. And the last part of the solution which is the virtualization layer. So this virtualization layer is also important to unify all the components in a single DAC. So in a single stack. So we will see that into the next chapter into the detail. So if you look at the traditional branch architecture, if you don't have the SD-WAN versus SD-WAN, and if you look at how the SD-WAN kind of solution looks like as a traditional manner, you will see you will need to have there's a separate LTE or Wi-Fi or internet router. There is a security appliance and optimization, WAN optimization, and there's a switch will be required there. And definitely, if you look at how to manage that branch, maybe you have the 1,000 branch, and every 1,000 branch you have the similar architecture. That is very hard to manage or operate that architecture, or make any configuration change, or to see the problem on the application visibility or any analytic skills. So that, and also definitely it will be cost for you very high price because of the OPEX and the CAPEX investment. If you look at our solution, which is our intention here, to unify all the components and all the feature set into the same software stack. So which means there is one hardware box who works just to be on board to all the feature set into the Versa OS. So, and this Versa OS will provide you as a next generation firewall or the UTM or the carrier grade router, or on top of that, there is additional SD-WAN services, and on top of that, it will act as a hypervisor, which means these are all the components, and then you can manage the centralized way, and you can fully visibility to have on your topology. So it will be a higher performance, which means you can provide higher SLA for your customer applications, which will be cover your customer expectation in an operational point of view. So if you look at the comparison between the traditional branch and the SD-WAN branch, you will see the difference on the price side. Definitely, it will be much more cheaper than the traditional way of doing that solution. So as a next chapter, we will talk about, this is the Versa, as we talk about, this Versa is a software company. So definitely all these components, all these feature set, or all these solution is running inside the same software. But as a deployment model, we are already supporting too many other alternatives, which is you can deploy the software into the public clouds, or you can deploy the solution into the private clouds, or you can definitely deploy the solution into the bare metal, which means you can choose any white box certified appliance, or you can deploy the solution as one of the gray box vendor appliance, or you can take the Versa appliance to run this solution into the Versa boxes. So this is one of the example on the branch side, branch level Versa appliance model. So these are the couple of models that we mainly use for on the customer premises on the branch sites. So, and you will see these are the Intel based processor they have, and depends on how much traffic they need to forward, or what kind of feature set on the next generation firewall, or the UTM, or as a UCP stuff. So, and what kind of ports you need, and the physical ports, if there's a dual LT or the single LT, or if there is a Wi-Fi required, or if there is a fiber connection, or maybe DSL connection. These are the only the points that we need to consider during the hardware selection, because all the software or all the other feature set will be coming by the software. So the hardware is just for are important for the deployment to reach the expected capacity, and that's all. So this is just a brief overview how the Versa Secure SD-WAN solutions looks like. So Versa Secure SD-WAN solution, actually the main idea to integrate all the branch and all the hub devices into the single topology, which means we can see the end-to-end the application performance, and we can prove that that application quality will not change in any phase or any part of the topology, which we can manage everywhere. So, and this is also multi-tenant topology, and so our scale is number of the thousands branch. It is possible there, and one of the latest development that Versa is bring. So the mobile workers is also, as we mentioned, one of the part of our topology. So because of the SASE solution that we have, you can also consider as a SD-WAN endpoint directly your mobile workers, which is directly connected to your SD-WAN branch or SD-WAN hub device, to get all the benefit that you have into the SD-WAN. So no matter where your data center, if it is the physical data center, or if it is on the AWS, Microsoft Azure, or maybe it's a branch site, or maybe it's on just a mobile worker, it's just a client, it's a mobile phone, or maybe it's a mobile computer. So no matter where the user and the application, where the claims the all the user and application communication will be there in a best optimum way by using all the overlay technologies in a good way, in a scalable way as well. So in this slide, actually, I'm looking to explain how the components looks like in case of we deploy the solution in a production or during the demo. So, you know, the SD-WAN is one of the part of the SDN technology. So in the SDN technology, there is a requirement to manage the whole solution as a central way. So which we need some server to manage the whole solution from end to end. So we call this part of the solution as a head-end. At the right-hand side, you will see. And these head-end components, you will see as in the Versa solution, there is a director, there is an analytics, and there is a controller. So the green box, which is the director and the controller, director and the analytics, this box purpose, this component purpose to manage all the management plane task, because on the SDN is required to distinguish all the tasks for the separate teams or the separate components, which is the management plane, control plane, and the data plane. So green component, which is the director and the analytics, works for the management plane task. And the blue one, which is the controller, which is also a highly important component of the solution, which is maybe the brain of the whole solution. And it will work to manage all the control plane tasks, to manage all the routing and to manage all the policies and the security stuff to all over the branch and the hub devices. And for the hub devices and the branch devices on the screen, these are the physical box or maybe the VMs, virtual box, or maybe it's on the cloud. So no matter where it is located, but this is how the topology or how the solution looks like. So this is the control plane, because all the component needs to connect it, needs to communicate with the controller to get all the information or all the networking or the topology change or the policy change. For which we control plane flow is based on the MPBGP and also IPsec and the VXLAN. So the other part of the solution, definitely is an important one, is the data plane flow. So data plane flow, which means the user application traffic or user to user traffic. And this traffic will passing through between the branch or between the hub devices. So what we define during our design phase or the planning phase for our customer or any kind of networks, we need to define their topology, full mesh, partial mesh, or hub and spoke, and we can send the traffic in between there based on our overlay topology. And this is also our redundancy components, redundancy solution, which is the high availability to how we can provide the active state, or what's the high availability for our head-end components. There are totally different high availability methods that we can provide, and you will see some up to 16 WAN links you can integrate the same box to increase your bandwidth or increase your redundancy. So these are some of the options that you can consider for the high availability of the solution for any kind of level of your on your network. So just to give some brief information, what's the director purpose, or how is this, what's the responsible of the solution? So director is responsible for all the management stuff. So we will manage the whole branch and the hub device and configuration template and the policy into the director. So if we need to make any cloud management system integration like the AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud, or the other, or OpenStack, by using that component. So this is our single pane of glass to manage the whole solution in a single layer. So this is also important, which is the API integration. This is our API integration place for the third-party integration. And the next management plane component, which is the Versa Analytics. Versa Analytics is also most important part of the solution, because now when we move to the SD-WAN, there is a different level we need to discuss. Initially, on the existing network, we were talking about the underlay, but when we move to the SD-WAN, the SD-WAN is one of the overlay technology. That's why on the overlay, our visibility is define only what we can have the information on our analytics, because on the underlay side, maybe we have the most successful product for the analytics product we already deploy on the underlay, but it is useless for us because all our application is running through on the overlay side. So on the overlay side, it is important to have the good visibility by using that kind of analytics component, which is already included in our solution. So you can see all the big data engine stuff, or you can see all the application analysis, all the reports and security reports, which is into the same place. Another most important part of the solution is the multi-tenancy. As we already discussed, the multi-tenancy, our SD-WAN solution has a different layer because of the SDN technology. Management plane, control plane, and the data plane. And the multi-tenancy requires for every customer or every organization has all these layers for its own, which means Verizon in this example has own management plane, but by using the same components, by using the same head-end components, or maybe same CPE or same branch or the hub device, or the BPE has the management plane, its own management plane, its own control plane, its own data plane. So which means it will be totally isolated to all kind of traffic, not only for the data traffic, it's also control traffics and also management traffic will be isolated. So you can also manage your role-based access control or any kind of topology change, even the configuration parameters you can totally isolate between the organization into the same platform. So this is the another big picture that I like to share with you to give how our solution feature set looks like. We have definitely carrier grade routing and the forwarding capabilities, which we support regular routing platforms or regular router protocols and the forwarding protocols, which you can use EVPN as well. So you can extend to your layer 2 network in between your branch or the hub devices. So you can also use advanced traffic steering and traffic engineering feature set, like a forward error correction, TCP optimization, application QoS, or packet striping and the packet cloning for your highly critical application, especially for the voice application. And some of the features for the security, which is the next generation firewall, URL filtering, HTTP, SSL proxy, remote access control, and DNS security, antivirus, file filtering. These are some of the features that we bring into the same software stack. So another important part of the solution, which is the Versa UCP. As we already mentioned in the previous slide, if you remember, Versa can also act as a hypervisor. So for some reason, maybe the traditional way, you have some components that you need to manage in your branch. Maybe there is one Linux operation system, maybe there is one optimization, third-party optimization, or maybe third-party firewall solution. So, but you don't want to manage that box separately. So you don't want to manage that box as a separate hardware or separate VM. So you can just take all the VM file, KVM file of that solutions. So you can directly integrate into the Versa operational system, Versa CPE. So which you can use also this box as a hypervisor. So you don't need to manage separate orchestrators, separate control plane, and separate rules. So you can manage this solution into the Versa component is a single pane. Okay, So in this stage, I'd like to introduce some comments from the authorities, some authorities. So this is the one of the achievement from the NSS labs from the last year. So NSS lab is recommend the Versa network as a secure SD-WAN solution who provide the highest mean opinion score, which is the voice quality, with the lowest price, which is the lowest TCO. So this is the one of the achievement from the last year. So another achievement from the NSS labs, which is the next generation firewall. This is another category. So, and if you can see, Versa Network is only pure play SD-WAN player in here. So Versa Network is recommended by the NSS labs, not only for the SD-WAN product, but also as a next generation firewall solution. So even some very well-known traditional security vendors, Versa has a higher ranking in this report, which is also another good news for our solution. So this is also show us our security competency by the NSS lab, who is the independent authority. Another and the last report from the NSS lab, which is another category, which is the next generation IPS category, because we have that solution in our software stack, in our UTM portfolio. So next generation IPS, our ranking is the next generation IPS category. You will see the one of the highest score with the lowest TCO. And as a summary from the NSS lab report, you will see Versa Networks is the only vendor who recommended by the NSS lab for the secure SD-WAN solution and the next generation firewall and the next generation IPS with the lowest cost. And the last recognition from the last year, because if you already mentioned the initial technology start, when the technology start, there was no common requirement or common definition what the SD-WAN means. So Metro Ethernet Foundation is already published that framework to explain that technology needs and the customer needs and all the requirement for that technology, for the SD-WAN technology. And the Versa is the one of the first vendor who already run all the requirement, and he got that certification, and which means our vision and our intention was totally same what all the authorities define, because all the other vendors already follow the same path, which is already passed. So this is also another good recognition for us. So we have our solution is standard based by the Metro Ethernet Foundation. So which is our vision from the day one. So as a summary, just to give some summary page, why we win and how our solution is different. So our idea to simplify all the WAN components. That's why we bring the UCP solution to eliminate all the other components to make it the under this integrated solution. So we rely on the open standard and the open solution. So there is no any proprietary protocol and the solution, which is important for the integration or interoperability for the existing networks or existing solution. So another important part of the management skills, because of the, we have very comprehensive technology, which we can provide very deeply solution, any kind of for your topology. So management will be easier, which we already provide. So another important part is the security. Definitely SD-WAN is pointless without the security. SD-WAN is the pointless without the cloud connectivity. That's why these two topics will be important for every vendor, or should be important for every vendor, which we believe that, and our vision and our focus on that way as well. That's why we can differentiate our solution into the market easily. So one of the customer case study I'd like to share before I finish my presentation. This company is also, it's a Capital One. It's in the US. So Capital One is also one of our customer in the US. So they had some challenge to increase the bandwidth because of the the underlay side, or at some circuit it's not such easy way. So, and there was also troubling to manage the device, because of the branch side there was too many branch that needs to be managed and that needs to be integrated fully. So that's why that was their main motivation. And after they moved to the SD-WAN, they increased the site availability and they increased the provisioning times, which they can add some additional site or maybe some change into the site in a couple of minutes because of the ZTP. So this is the one of the advantage of the technology they have already faced. So these are some of the customer that is already trust the Versa solution and they're using in the production network. Definitely we have a couple of thousand customers, as I said, and a couple of hundreds of the thousands branches they are running on the Versa solution. So no matter where the customer is located, or no matter what's the customer's purpose, it's a finance customer or education customer or the retail customer. So we have very different kind of customer who already trust the solution and getting the benefit all the Versa solution stuff. So this is all from my side. Thank you very much for your time. Let's get back to Irfan to move to next. See you on the question and answer session.
Thank you, Safa. So nice of you. So at this very moment, gentlemen and ladies, we are going to have one of our guests who is going to testify regarding one of the projects we did for them. His name is Ralph Stockel. He is an IT consultant for ICAP, and today he's here. And I will ask Ronald to give an access to Ralph so that he can speak and we can have some testimony from him.
Yes, good afternoon, John. Thank you very much, Irfan, for inviting me to the webinar.
Yeah, welcome, Ralph. Most welcome. And we definitely would love to know that what were your challenges, Ralph, on your network before SD-WAN from Versa were deployed, and how you have overcome the challenges, and how do you feel now?
Okay, so ICAP's been in the business here in Bahrain for about 40 years. It's an interbank brokerage service. So our clients are the banks. So it's mission critical. And over the years, we've used many different techniques to connect with voice mission critical services. Over the last couple of years, we had to move away from legacy services such as TDM, trying going into MPLS and also VPN services from various routers and various telco suppliers. Last year, Kalam implemented several connections into Saudi Arabia for us, and we ran over various routers and VPNs, which over LTE and internet and lease line connectivity. They introduced us to SD-WAN, and that was deployed basically within 3 or 4 days to our existing clients in Saudi Arabia. And that alleviated all the problems that we had before of drop voice, drop connectivity, resetting and reconfiguring various different types of boxes. And our clients, the banks, have noticed a considerable difference in connectivity over the last 8 to 9 months. I would say that we can virtually say it's a 95 to 98% reliable system. We have a few glitches over the internet from time to time, but majority of the time it's something that we can rely on. And we've seen a marked improvement to voice communications into our banking clients.
Excellent, Ralph. Thank you very much. And with respect to SLA, definitely we can always look into improving the SLA of the service even more than 98% if you have multiple WAN transport layers available over SD-WAN. And yeah. So Ralph, thank you very much. I'm glad that you're a happy customer now, and the problems are mitigated. And I wish you all the best for your business.
Thank you very much, Irfan.
Thank you. So at this very moment, we have question and answer session. Hold on a second, let me share the screen here. So
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Irfan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Safa.
Yeah,
Thank you, Rao, for the great session and shedding a lot of light on the amazing benefits that SD-WAN brings on board. Now, the floor is open for questions. I can already see some questions which are here for us. So I will read the first question. Can Versa SD-WAN provide encrypted traffic analysis?
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, Ronald, I already replied that question. I have already answered that question. I don't know if you could see, and
Okay.
I did say yes. We support the SSL decryption and to get encrypted traffic in a clear text to see if it is protected traffic or blocking traffic or allowed one. So, and definitely we have also another way of doing that. We have the based on the application signatures, we can identify even it is the encrypted traffic. If we have that application signature, so we can identify that traffic, so we can apply to our policy. These are some of the way that we can manage that encrypted traffic.
Thank you so much, Safa, for repeating the answer again for our audience. I'll move on to the next question, which is, does it support Wi-Fi 6 or 5G?
As of now, we don't have any bugs which support the Wi-Fi 6 and 5G, because 5G it is just actually in our region we didn't see in any 5G the network. So as soon as we have that the 5G the signal is released, definitely we will play with that and to make all the required tests. But as of now, we don't have any authorized Wi-Fi 6 or the 5G components or supports in our box.
Thank you, Safa. Our next question is, we have branches connected to the head office via multiple MPLS links, which are active. The internet to the branches are through the MPLS links managed from the head office. With SD-WAN, is it possible to keep the same operational scenario?
Yeah, definitely we can keep the same. So you can keep the internet just on the head office, which is on your headquarters. So on the branch side, it may be only the MPLS link, maybe multiple or the single MPLS links. So you can make all the CGNet or all the firewall rules or the firewall implementation on your hub devices. So definitely you can do that. This is just a topology change. We need to work that.
Perfect. Thank you, Safa. We have some more time to answer a few questions. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to write them down and we will address them.
So Safa, there was a question, I think it is already answered by myself, by me. It is about a CPE with 4 integrated LTE WAN ports. So I believe at present we have only 2, as I have seen in all the products.
Yep, our Versa branded box, it support at the same time up to 2 LTE connection. But this is the integrated LTE. So, and this is already embedded inside the box. But we have also option to connect the external LTE modem into the box on the USB ports. So you can increase the number of the LTE interface by using that external components. But integrated LTE, you are right, it is only support up to 2 LTE modem, which is the internal one, and you can use active state. It is not only working as an active standby. You can use dual active state for this LTE connection at the same time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Safa. We'll wait for a few minutes if
Sure.
any questions are there, and then we can wrap up the session. I believe there are no further questions. Well, thank you so much to everyone for attending today's SD-WAN session. Thank you, Irfan. Thank you, Safa, and thank you to Rolf as well for sharing his experience with us. Well, before you leave the session, kindly please fill the feedback form link, which is in the chat window. We would like to hear back from you. We would like to understand. We would like to get in touch with you. And also after submission, you will also get a chance to win some e-gift vouchers, and the winners will be announced separately via email. Also, please do look out for our upcoming webinars, which is on remote working and security. So we look forward to seeing you in our upcoming webinars. Well, thank you so much once again. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.